What's up, guys? And UFC 300 takes place in just a matter of hours. The card is rapidly approaching and we are almost here. And I've already given you my predictions. I've already justified why I think each fighter is going to win. So I'm not going to be doing that in today's video. Instead, I'm going to be describing how I think the fight is going to go. I'm not going to be justifying it. I'm just going to be saying word for word how I think this fight's going to go. I'm going to go over how I think a finish is going to happen if there is a finish, how decisive a decision is if they win a decision, and I'm going to be saying who I think is going to win each round and what takes place in every round of each contest at UFC 300. These are my detailed predictions, so let's get into it. Cody Garbrandt versus Deiveson Figueiredo. I'm picking Deiveson Figueiredo by round 1 KO with a left hook. I think what is going to happen is he's going to be attacking the calf early. He's got some good leg kicks. Maybe he mixes in some takedowns. Maybe Cody mixes in some takedowns. But I think the story of this fight will be the same regardless, even if there is wrestling or not. Round 1, Cody's going to be doing all right. He's going to be on the outside. He's going to be landing some jabs, landing some 1-2s. And then he's going to land, I think, a nice right hand on Deiveson Figueiredo. And it's not going to drop him. It's not going to wobble him. But it's kind of going to be one of those ones where, like, you hit them and then they look like they're a little bit not completely with it, and then they like recenter themselves. And I think that's what's going to happen here. Figueiredo's going to look like, oh fuck, I just got cracked, recenter himself. Cody, being the tard that he is going to rush in. I can tell exactly what's going to happen. He's going to run forward with his feet like one at a time, going like together with no footwork. He's going to run forward, as he runs forward, he's going to be throwing like an overhand right or something like that. And then he's going to try and land on it. He might like scuff the temple of Figgy or land again slightly. And then what's going to happen is he's going to be just swinging like a fucking tard. Figgy's going to be like completely fine. He's just going to have been stunned momentarily, but he's going to be fine. And then what's going to happen is Garbrandt's going to overextend, swing like a tard. And then Figgy's going to land a nice tight left hook in the pocket or something like that, or a right hand. He's just going to crack Cody and drop him to both knees. And Cody, he's going to go to both knees and then he's kind of going to fall to his back and be really stunned. And Figueiredo's going to follow up with ground and pound. So I'm taking Figueiredo by round 1 KO. You can see all the other details that I've got on screen. But yeah, that's the gist of it. I'm picking Figueiredo by round 1 KO because Garbrandt's going to overextend, thinking he's got Figgy hurt. But let's move on to the next fight. Jim Miller versus Bobby Green. Now, I think Bobby Green is going to be tuning up Jim Miller and piecing him up and way quicker and looking way better in round 1. I think Jim Miller is going to have a hard time with the speed, have a hard time with Bobby Green's ability to manage reach, and it's not going to be looking good for Mr. Jim Miller. But what's going to happen is Bobby Green's going to be doing his fucking little hood style. He's going to be feeling himself too much, trying to be in the moment too much, and then Miller's going to be composed, but he's going to be a bit annoyed. He's going to rush forward a little bit. He won't be getting to Bobby Green, but in round 2, I think what's going to happen is he's going to get backed up into the cage like he did against Dober. He's going to have his hands down, trying to slip punches against the fence, and Jim Miller's going to extend on a combination, and Bobby Green's going to think the combination is done, and then another shot is going to come through, like a third or fourth shot is going to come through after like a 1-2, or like in a combination against the cage, and then he's going to think it's done. Jim Miller's going to come through with another shot and crack him over the top and put him down. I can see Bobby Green kind of folding over his back legs. Unconscious Jim Miller by KO is my official prediction. But let's move on to the next fight. Jessica Andrade versus Marina Rodriguez. I think Jessica Andrade is going to win the first round of this fight. She's going to crack Marina Rodriguez in the pocket with like a nice left hook or something with that little dirty boxing. But then I think what's going to happen is Marina Rodriguez is going to stick behind her range. She's going to be smart. She's going to get in the clinch, throw knees, throw elbows, and just be the technically superior striker. And she's going to piece up Jessica Andrade. She's going to get her confidence back in the second and win at range pretty comfortably. And then in the third round, I think she's going to have really found her range, found her timing, and not fear the offensive Andrade anymore. And she's going to just beat the fuck out of her in rounds 3 and either get a late TKO or more likely get a 10-8 rounds to finish it off and win 29-27 on the judges' scorecards. That is my prediction. Let's move on to the next fight. Renato Moicano versus Jalen Turner. I'm picking Jalen Turner by round 1 KO. I told you why in the last video. I think the range is too much, but what's going to happen, I believe, is Moicano might shoot early, might have a little bit of success, maybe get Turner down, but Turner's going to get back up, and it's going to be a bit of a worry for all the Moicano bettors or the Moicano fans that were hoping he could grapple Turner, because I think Turner's going to have improved takedown defense and improved get-up ability and not just get held down. So I think Moicano's going to struggle to get him down, but on the feet, in the first kind of, after around of 1 minute of a feeling out process, not much going on, Turner's going to really start committing with some right hands, and I think he's going to tag Moicano and kind of shake him around a little bit, wobble him up, stun him, And then what's going to happen is Moicano is going to shoot in for a takedown. It's going to be a terrible shot. He's going to dive in head first. Maybe I could see Turner getting a gilly, but I think what's more likely is Turner sees it coming from a mile away, throws like a knee to the body as Moicano shoots in, and then Moicano's going to be rocked. He might go to a knee and then like get back up, and then Turner's going to have him against the cage and just be throwing elbows, like hand trapping, throwing elbows over the top, knees, body shots, and just piecing up Moicano in the clinch and in close. So I think at range is going to piece him up and shoot him up early, and then once he cracks or stings Moicano, Moicano's going to shoot in, and then he's going to be all over him in the clinch. He's going to be more physical. He's going to get that tie clinch, the tie plum, and then just start throwing elbows, start throwing knees to the body, and piece up Moicano to a TKO in the first round. Let's move on to the next fight. Sodiq Yusuff versus Diego Lopez. I'm picking Diego Lopez to win by submission in round 2. So I think the first round is going to be pretty back and forth, and I think Sadiq's boxing is going to look really crisp early. He's going to be trying to pressure Lopez back, landing some good 1-2s, maybe stunning him a couple times, but Lopez's chin is going to hold up. He's going to have a good chin in this fight. We've seen it before. He has been cracked by Evlov. He's been cracked before, and I think he's going to take the shots of Sodiq Yusuff, who might be a little bit too refined for his own good. I think for Sadiq to win, he needs to just go balls to the wall and win in round 1 by KO, and I don't think he's going to do that. I think he'll be sticking behind the 1-2 and he'll be having success with it, but I don't think he's going to overcommit or really extend on any exchanges or with any punches, because he just doesn't want to gas himself out after that last fight against Barboza. So I think what's going to happen is, even if he is having success, Lopez is going to be getting back in the fight. He's going to be more comfortable. He's going to be circling away at range. He might land a couple big right hands himself. I think he is going to shoot a takedown, really nice takedown, good entry up against the fence, and then kind of dunk him down. Or they end up in like a clinch exchange and he gets like a trips him out or something like that. But I think he will get it to the ground around the 2-minute mark or 2.5-minute mark of round 1. One way or another. Don't know how it'll happen, but I think it will. And then he's going to control time for the last like 2 minutes. Maybe Sadiq Yusuff gets back up kind of because Lopez doesn't really care, lets him back up in like the last 20 seconds, and Lopez might land a couple big combination against the fence as Yusuff's trying to reset. Round 2, I think Yusuff is going to be gassed out from the grappling. He's going to really be trying to work to get back up, and he's not going to have much success doing so, so he's going to gas himself out. Lopez is going to be piecing him up. I think he's actually going to be landing a bunch of good shots on the feet, maybe crack him a couple times, and then he's going to go for a takedown. Or maybe Yusuff shoots in like a panic takedown, Lopez gets a guillotine, or Lopez jumps to that sort of armbar triangle setup that he did against Gavin Tucker, and I think he'll get something like that. That's if Yusuff shoots. If not, I think he will eventually shoot a takedown and realize that Yusuff is unbelievably gassed. He's going to shoot a takedown and find an armbar submission. So that's my call, armbar for Diego Lopez in round 2. Let's move on to the next fight. Holly Holm versus Kayla Harrison. I think Kayla Harrison is going to win this fight by a TKO in round 2 due to ground and pound. I think early on, she might get a takedown stuffed. She might be getting tagged a little bit on the feet. Holly Holm might be actually throw with the speed of not a 70-year-old fucking grandpa or grandma. She's actually going to look solid on the feet. She's going to show up for this fight in the stand-up, but eventually Kayla Harrison will find the takedown. She'll just out-muscle her, out-strength her. She is on roids, very clearly. She's going to be too physical. Get her to the ground. Start getting a bit confident with some ground and pound. Start throwing some elbows. It's not going to be a disaster. Holly Holm might get a cut open towards the end of the first, and then round 2, Holly Holm's going to just kind of have the fight taken out of her, and Kayla is going to get an easy takedown from the clinch, a nice trip or a throw or something like that. Get her down, go straight into side control, get the crucifix, just land elbows, or Holly Holm manages to get back half guard and she just throws elbows from there. But I'm picking an elbow. She's talking about her elbows, so I'm picking an elbow TKO or elbows TKO on the ground for Kayla Harrison in round 2. Let's move on to the next fight. Kelvin Kattar versus Aljamain Sterling. Originally, I was picking a close 29-28, maybe split, maybe unanimous decision for Aljo, but I'm a lot more confident in him. I'm taking Aljamain Sterling by 30-27 unanimous decision. I think he's going to make a big statement here. At 145. He's actually going to look good on the feet is my prediction. I think Kattar is going to be not fast out of the gate, which I think he needs to be just because that injury. He's not going to be too confident. He'll be kind of feeling himself out a little bit, trying to just pump the jab out there. Aldo's going to be pressuring him forward, kind of doing his weird little awkward shit that he does and how he pressured Sandhagen back. I think he's going to get an early takedown within 1 minute of round 1 or something like that. Get an early takedown, get the body triangle, and just win the first round with pure body triangle control. Maybe gets close to a rear naked, maybe an argument for a 10-8 round, but I think Kattar is going to have no success in round 1. Maybe lands a couple jabs on the feet, but I think Aljo's going to really get him to the ground early. Round 2, I think Aljo is going to just need to take a bit of time. He's getting a little bit, not tired, but like he just can't push that pace for the whole time. So I think Cater's going to be getting into it, pressuring him forward a little bit. But I think what's going to happen, Cater's going to throw a right hand. He's going to be trying to track Aljo down in the pocket. And I think it's harder to hit Aljo when you're going forward. O'Malley countered him, and that's how he put him down. I don't see Cater with that same pullback counter shot that he's going to land. So I think Aljo's going to be kind of forcing Cater to walk forward, and then he's going to bait him into a takedown as he overextends on a punch. Get the takedown. Round 2, more control time. Ground and pound, he's going to flatten him out on the back, and then round 3, he's going to do the same, and he's going to get a 30-27 unanimous decision. And I think out of 15 minutes, we're going to see like 11 minutes of control time, 10 minutes of control time. Going to be very dominant grappling performance for Aljo, and he's going to get the win. Let's move on to the next fight. Jiří Procházka versus Alexander Rakic. I'm taking Rakic, and I've got a weird feeling he's going to get a head kick KO. That's been my vibe all week. Within the last couple weeks. Originally I was leading Jiří, but now I'm going Rakic. I'm not going to explain why. Obviously that was what I did in my last video, but I think round 1, Jiří's going to be doing his goofy shit. He's going to be pressuring Rakic a little bit. Rakic is very good at going backwards though, so he's not going to get like backed up and hit. He's just going to be circling around. Jiří's going to be throwing some fucking goofy shit. Rakic is going to be chewing up the legs badly, I think. He's going to be landing a bunch of good leg kicks to the calf, to the upper leg, inside low kicks too. Jiří's going to go for some dumb shit, some elbows, some fucking front kicks up the middle, all this shit, weird right hands, goofy angles, you know the Jiří vibe. And then round 1, it's going to come to a close. I think maybe one of them lands like a big shot towards the end of it to get a big statement. I think Jiří's going to slightly edge out the rounds just because people value the pressure and it looks like he's imposing his will. But round 2, Rakic is going to have him basically on no legs. He's going to chew up his legs badly. Jiří's going to be toughing it out because he's that guy, but he's going to be pretty much no movement. Rakic is going to be walking him forward, and I think what's going to happen is Rakic is going to feint. He's going to throw a couple leg kicks, and he's going to feint a leg kick. Jiří is going to lean down with his hands by his waist and try and like grab a leg kick, and then Rakic is going to slam his fucking Serbian shin into Jiří's fucking skull and KO him brutally in the second round. That's my prediction. I hope it doesn't happen, but that's just the vibe I've been going for. Let's move on to the next fight. Bo Nickel versus Cody Brundage. Yep, Bo Nickel's going to go to submission in round 1. DC and Rogan are going to glaze the fuck out of him as soon as he shoots a takedown. He's going to get glazed majorly. They're going to be working at Dunkin' Donuts. They're going to be crisping the creams. You know how it goes. So yeah, he's going to get a submission. Brundage has no wrestling. I reckon just outside of a minute. Not quite with inside a minute, but I can like 1 minute, like 1 minute 20 seconds-ish, whatever. Submission, rear naked choke, Brundage sucks. Let's move on. Charles Oliveira versus Arman Tsarukyan. I'm picking Oliveira by round 1 TKO, and I hope it happens. Even though I got a weird, bad feeling that Arman's going to win, I'm just going to ignore that feeling. And I think Oliveira, what he's going to do, Arman's going to shoot himself early. Oliveira's going to come out, he's going to be doing Dubronk's things, he's going to be pressuring, and he's going to land like a big right early. Arman's immediately going to be like on notice, fuck, this guy is way better than anyone I've fought on the feet. Then I think Arman's going to be just kind of jittery and similar to like Grant Dawson against Bobby Green, just throwing unnecessary punches, throwing like big looping right hands, trying to get his range going, trying to, you know, like force himself back into the fight, shoot a takedown. Oliveira's just going to kind of stuff it off and not even like make contact. He's going to like just step to the side. Bad look for Arman. And then I think what's going to happen, Arman's going to throw like another big like leaping in left hook or try and go for like an extended punching combination. And I think Oliveira's going to crack him with a left. He's going to drop him to a knee. Arman's going to like shoot back in or something. Oliveira's going to do same against Beneil. He's going to sprawl the takedown, go around to the back, start throwing hammer fists or like ground and pound shots from like rear turtle, if you know what that is, people that do jiu-jitsu, or if you just know what that is regardless. But yeah, he's going to be throwing hammer fists, throwing ground and pound from rear turtle. Arman's going to fall to his back, and then he's going to keep following up with shots. Maybe he doesn't go immediately down. Maybe Oliveira lands some more shots on the feet after the left hook, some knees, some elbows, and just starts pressuring against the cage. But I think he's eventually going to go down, and Oliveira's just going to hammer just left hook, ground and pound shots, with like one hook on the back, and he's going to like have one of Arman's arms. He's going to like have like a cross grip on one of Arman's arms, and then he's just going to be hammering left hooks into him on the cage. So Oliveira by round 1 TKO. Let's move on. Max Holloway versus Justin Gaethje. I think Max Holloway is going to get beaten up badly in the second round. So I think the first round is going to be pretty close. I think what's going to happen is, what was I thinking? First round, it's going to be back and forth. Holloway's going to be, throwing some jabs out there, extending on some combinations. Justin Gaethje's going to be hammering the leg kicks. He's going to be landing some decent shots, and it's going to be a sort of conversation of damage versus volume. I think the judges are going to give it to Justin Gaethje because it just looks like he's landing better, and Holloway's being more affected by shots. Not like Holloway's going to get rocked, but I think Holloway's like the blowback of Holloway's head. He's going to get knocked back and stuff. So I think that's round one. Close round for Gaethje. I think round 2 or 3, I don't know which one's this going to come in. If it's round 3, then I think round 2 is going to go similarly. Maybe Holloway wins, maybe Gaethje wins. But I think round 2, Gaethje's going to land a massive right hand, like a big step in, right overhand or like right hook or cross or something, just a big right hand on Holloway. Maybe feints like a leg kick beforehand, gets Holloway's hands slightly down, cracks him bad. Holloway wobbles, doesn't drop, but wobbles, and everyone's going to be talking about Holloway's chin. How did he eat that? And Gaethje's going to use him as a fucking punching bag for the rest of round 2, 10-8 round, standing. I think he's not going to get dropped. It's going to be a standing 10-8, similar to Holloway-Kattar. Third round, Gaethje's going to slow back on the output, but Max is still going to be trying to ease his way back into the fight. Gaethje's going to edge out round 3. Round 4 and 5, Gaethje's going to be kind of cooked from all the output in round 2 and 3. Holloway's going to pull ahead. He's going to win the last 2 rounds. He's going to have a really good last minute of round 5. I think he's going to come on really strong. And he's going to do his little point to the grounds thing, and Gaethje's going to be like, all right, sure. And then Gaethje's going to be over swinging like a spaz, and Holloway's going to stay composed and be tuning him up in the end of round 5. But maybe people think it could have been a 10-8, but regardless, I think it's going to be 3-2 to Gaethje, and then maybe either alternating 10-8s or a 10-8 round for Gaethje. So I think he wins either 48-46 or 47-46, maybe a 10-8 for Holloway in round 5, but that's what I think is going to happen. Let's move on to the next fight. Zhang Weili versus Yan Jianan. I'm picking Zhang Weili by TKO in round 3. I think she's just going to beat up Yan Jianan. Maybe first two rounds, she's just going to wrestle. I think she's going to wrestle for most of the fight. First 2 rounds, I think it's going to be dominant, maybe a 10-8 round either in the first or second. She's going to just dominate Yan Jianan on the ground with ground and pound, take her back, beat her up. Yan Jianan in the third round is going to be kind of feeling herself a little bit on the feet. Weili is going to be just shaking the arms out, just chilling for a bit. She's going to be landing some jab, looking quicker. And then Weili is just going to land a massive shot. I think she's going to drop Yan Jianan, or she just gets another takedown. But I think some way or another, Weili is going to get her to the ground again. And then this time, Jianan's going to just have fuck all. Weili's going to get to a crucifix position and just throw like elbows or throw hammer fists and just finish her off. Let's move on to the next fight. Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill. I'm picking Pereira by round 2 TKO. So I think in round 1, it's going to be back and forth. Hill's going to be landing some good straights. Pereira going to be landing good leg kicks difficult, making the movement of Jamal Hill difficult. He's going to be preventing his movement. He's going to be kind of walking him down a little bit. At moments, I think Hill is going to try and get on the pressure and overextend with some shots. I think at the end of round 1, it's going to be a round that's like pretty clear Pereira based on more effective shots and stuff, but Hill is finding his moments and he's getting close to some big right hands. But end of round 1, Hill's going to kind of lunge in with like a big right or left hand, and then Alex Pereira's going to land a nice shot at the end and wobble him a little bit. And then round 2 is going to come out, he's going to chew up his legs badly. Jamal Hill's going to be walking backwards. He's going to be stalking him down, land the left hook, land the uppercuts, land the right hands, and beat him up against a cage and eventually get a finish. So round 2 TKO for Alex Pereira. That's my prediction. But those are the full card detailed predictions. You can see them on screen again. Like, subscribe, leave a comment on your picks, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.